Is there a venom on your chest?
No, just me. Hello everybody, side quest, how to do it, how it operates, top tips, best champions to use. We're gonna do it, we're gonna showcase it, we're gonna do the thing. We're not gonna literally do the thing, him and his rocky anus, but let's get real people. We've got 2 new quests that have dropped. You do one to do the other. Simple as that, right? Multiversal pathway requires some mess. Then we get some of the spherical world universe crap and we go into vaults of the variants. Number 1. These are all week 1, you know, 2nd quest, 3rd quest, 4th quest. You get the idea. It rolls on after several weeks. The main start point is to do making a mess solo event. Making a mess solo event is only something you can open up 4 of on a weekly basis. If you've gone through week 1, it's up to 12, 3 per earning of it. Just use saga champions in different areas. And of course, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. 16 at the end point. Use 4 per week. Makes sense. If you remember before, we've done something similar with this quest. The first week thing, which is called Sample Study 1, requires you to play your most difficult based on progression of whatever it is, pathway, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. This particular time is getting some Titan crystal shards. Now you call them titanium crystal shards. Titan crystal shards. And from the point of actually getting those little M.E.S.S devices, which I don't know what you kind of like say they look like. They look like canisters. They're M.E.S.S, so they're syringes apparently. Kabam, endorsing shooting up. Right. So first of all, you have to go into the quest, which I haven't left an example of, but I'll just showcase the footage on screen because I will be kind of like showcasing a lot of footage on screen. So post-edit Richard, put on top now footage of that particular quest. It is like an interweaving type quest structure. It's like cables, not wires, or kind of like a mesh. Let's say a mesh. That's where you get your Mysterium. That's where on a weekly basis you get your Mysterium. And you get your devices to then go into the vaults of the variant. In this quest, you'll see things like Darkhawk, you'll see Nova, Cosmic and Mystic blend. No, sorry, Cosmic and Tech blend. Using counters, Cosmic and Mystic are the ones I'd recommend going for. If you see Airwalker, you're going to need a power control based champion. Champions that are Saga based will be able to have access to that new rare boost that we get, which basically gives you the same abilities of Thing, which again you'll probably see in the footage that is coming up on screen. And that's really it. It's a really simple quest. This is where you get your objective done and dusted. So thumbs up, great. Grab the stuff, do it 4 times, and we then move on. I don't think you get anything for 100%ing. I think you might just get like a profile. No, not profile, pick a title. And some people like titles. Most people don't. When you turn your attention to, and this is where we go into vaults of the variants, you're going to have to be doing the difficulty that your progression is kind of like tied to. Doing lower difficulties, I don't know why you would want to. You may want to, if you wanted to target something. There is a theory that what you could do is say, I want to target the tier 2 primordial dust that you get from doing the threat level 5, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to go down a different route. Okay, so if you were to go here, you can see the rewards have gone. We'll talk about counters with each individual ones in a minute, but something I just want to like dispel is that if you're like, okay, I want to hold on to my runs because that's something you can hold on to, your entries, you could do one of week 1 on one side, like the Mr. Fantastic fight on threat level 4, threat level 5, let's say. And then what you could do is go, I want to get primordial dust, or I want to get something else or different. Well, you could then drop down to threat level 4 for that. Like you can see here, there's some more primordial dust. There's 10. It is not super substantial. I don't know why anybody would kind of want to do that, but I'm just throwing it out there just in case anybody was interested. Okay, theory done. Not really interested. Probably not going to make a separate video on it. So let's now talk about threat level 5 specifically, and this may work in terms of counters for other lower difficulties because some of the nodes do remain the same at times. So the champions in a team that I used, I've put options for this in the description. So I don't have time to do Google Drive kind of like sheet write-ups the way I used to do. It's very time consuming. So instead, this is kind of like a better, more kind of efficient way to do it. So in the description, I've got write-ups of every single fight with some nodes and things to consider. We're also going to showcase, as of now, post-edit Rich put in, the video files of some counters and options to them, or the one singular counter, and I'll talk about some of the options. So Mr. Fantastic has Insecurity, Power Extortion. When the attacker's power is drained or stolen, they use 1% of max power. The defender starts with loose cannon, starts the fight with protection passive, reducing all incoming damage by 70% whenever the defender launches a special attack. It's a protection. Champion throws a special attack, they are then able to be smacked. The last hit of the defender's special attack makes contact. 90% of the attacker's max power is passively drained. If you are worried about power control based issues, I would use, and this is ones I recommend using, is King Groot, Hulkling, Cassie, Photon, Sauron, Spider-Woman, Vox, Galan, Dark Phoenix, Normal Phoenix, and Gladiator. The reason being, they are power steal immune and power drain immune. So that is going to be helpful. It is not a big issue. You could say slow debuff options, but if you don't get hit, you're fine. If you get hit, you're screwed. So don't get hit. Said nobody knows it, like, oh, it's going to be fine. I'm not going to get hit. And then guess what? The AI hits you and then boom, gone. But you could have a clean run and just use a slow debuff based champion. Captain Britain. You got Silver Centurion, Spider-Gwen, She-Hulk, Red Guardian, loads. Anything that's got a slow debuff will be able to interact with that and shut it down. But it is a very simple fight. It's a like, I use King Groot and I just thought I'll just use it just in case I get hit. Lo and behold, I did get hit. So it was better that I did use that champion, because better to be safe than sorry. Okay, moving on to Galan, right in the center. So Galan has an interesting element to it that you can neutralize a champion, so you can suppress any kind of like buffs coming in, and that's handy. But you need to do a heavy attack, and a lot of the time you do parry heavy, and that window narrows because the champion does have limber. So you could, but if you keep distance as part of the fight or flight, I think it is, yeah, fight or flight, what you could do is be unstoppable, then do your heavy attack, and not have to worry and put the neutralize on, because you're not going to get clapped. So the best thing to use with this is, well, Tigra, America Chavez I did mess up my rotation, but it is what it is. Guillotine Deathless, Symbiote Supreme, Black Widow Clairvoyant, and Isophene. Any mystics really work here. You'll find it difficult to nullify the champion, because I think the champion's nullified immune and power control immune. I think so, or like one of the immunes when it comes to power steal immune maybe. So got to be so careful with that champion. But yeah, those ones I mentioned work. So go with those and watch out. Keep the champion to an SP1 and make sure he doesn't harvest. So you got to work quickly. Anyway, and punish the buffs. Use champions to punish the buffs rather than think about nullifying them. Yeah. Anyway, Infamous Doom. Even though this seems on paper as you get shocked, right? It does seem to me like reading it like, okay, well, you want to be shock immune. It doesn't matter. I think I used for this like Juggernaut and it worked fine. It doesn't matter if you get shocked. It actually helps out a little bit more. Shock immune champions may be a bit of an iffy one, but if you're looking to suppress the armor, because once the champion has armor up, that's how you're getting hit by shocks. If you hit the enemy, blah blah blah, knocking down the champion is where you get the nullifying immunity and armor break be removed. So you could use an armor break champion, but to be honest, cosmics with armor break, or make sure to knock down any mystics. America Chavez, Doctor Doom, Juggernaut, Absorbing Man, Guillotine Deathless, Symbiote Supreme, Blackwater Clairvoyant, Ice Fiend, any mystic, any cosmic, I think will be fine. But I think there's going to be loads of options that are going to be very good. Doesn't matter if you're shocked. It just matters what you do to either disable the champion with a knockdown or like hit out. Anyway, the final one is going to be Diablo. Now, Diablo is all about bringing easy kind of like explanation. Bringing champions that are skill, bringing champions that you basically, if you're skill champion, swipe back for throwback, which means that you throw off the poison that you get, and whilst stunning, so say doing a parry, hit with bleed should be fine. Lots of recommendations: Black Panther, Nick Fury, Chilf, Falcon, Killmonger, Jabari Panther Blade, Gwenpool, Baron Zemo, anything that sort of bleed as a skill champion. Make sure to swipe back to throw off those debuff effects, those damaging debuff, damaging poisons, and you'll have a great time. And that's it. That's my recommendations. Those have been some options for the side quest week 1. I'll see you next week for week 2, and I've got other videos to make. I'm just struggling to get the time to kind of make them because things take time, but there's Wheel of Fate's been released as well. So much to do, so little time. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.